Hi. This is the sixth attempt of me doing this, so we're going to keep it at that because six is a lucky number in writing and reflecting with this personal project. I'm just going to go down the criterions, give a 2 to 3 minute explanation on all of them. The goal for this, write a comprehensive story. And while that might not seem like a highly challenging goal, because I think it's pretty clear cut, it's for me to write a story that has a beginning, middle, and end, or beginning with a middle-ish and an end-ish, because that's what it is right now. But writing is not easy for me. It has always been a challenge to think of something creatively and then be able to express it the way I want it to be expressed. And as a more math science oriented person, it's not easy for me to come up with characters, abilities, stuff that I like. So, as an investigator, I take stuff from other medias. Superheroes have always been a massive influence. The Avengers and most movies like Star Wars and Star Trek are big influences on this. After all, it takes place in space. It's a team coming together to beat a bad guy. Simple as that. However, there are many challenges, sort of like one of my main villains, Dr. Love, is kind of like the Darth Vader. They're not the main villain, but they're the most recognizable. Hopefully, Dr. Love isn't the main focus, because I really don't want that. Research skills. There's not a lot for me to research with this. It's mostly up here and on the paper that's surrounding me in my room right now. But mostly comes from right here. As I said before, a lot of it's from influences, stuff that I've seen and I want to know. Subject specific knowledge. Writing class. Never really had one, so English class is the most I've ever written. And then study hall and getting bored. To be honest, that's where I let my mind think and do its thing, and I've come up with these characters to help define certain things. My planning. I'm just gonna give myself a not so good thing because I did not develop a rigorous criteria for this. It just turned out to be very rigorous for me, and I just decided to write a lot. I also did not have a detailed and accurate plan because this project has not been a planned thing. It's sort of something that wrote itself. So yeah, starting about 3 years ago, I came up with these ideas. Definitely not all of them. Some of them are a few months old, sometimes even a few weeks. Most recent character is one that got changed a few weeks back, and now they're one of the most important characters that is going to change that story into something that absolutely throws everything off balance. Self-management. Yeah. Everything I just said totally destroys that 7-8 for planning. Mostly because there isn't a real one. Like, I had goals to, do a chapter by each time I finished, and each chapter was about 10,000? No, 5,000. About 5,000 words, give or take. And I'm on chapter 7 right now with about 30,000 words. 33,000, I think. About, I don't know the exact word count, don't have it right up here. But I think I've done a pretty good job on my own writing this. Especially with the fact that no one's told me to do it. I just wanted to, so I did it. Taking action. Create an excellent product outcome in response to a global goal. Create an excellent project outcome in response to the goal, global context, and criteria. The goal has exceeded all expectations. I thought I was going to write a 10-page story. To be completely honest, I didn't think it was going to go anywhere. I thought I'd write something like a page introduction, a couple pages for the middle, and then a couple pages for the end. This stupid story is in the upper 60s for pages, and it's got a long way to go. Thinking skills. Let's see. Yeah, I think the thinking skills are taken care of. Those are all things that I think are important. A different language to the characters. What everything else does. It's all a part of this, and it's all just written down in my room so I can remember it, because there's a ton of stuff that I want to remember about this. If it's going to be good, I have to remember half of this stuff. Communication skills. This isn't a really communicative or social project. This is definitely a more sit at a desk and write it down. So, I've only told a couple people about this book. Probably because I got distracted and I started talking about it, or something came up and I wanted to talk about it. And I've definitely talked about it more because it's starting to come together. As a social thing, it's very easy for me to... It's not a very easy thing to chuck into a conversation, like, oh yeah, I'm just writing a book. That's sort of a blunt thing, and I don't usually do that. Global context. My book is diverse, give or take. Nothing's been written diversely yet. It's still pretty stereotypical at this point, but global context. There's going to be a, not evil government, but it's not going to be, they're going to think they're always right, but they're not. They're going to make bad decisions. Some of their decisions are going to be bad. And there's no real good guys. There are the better guys, and there are the worst guys. There's no black and white like most stories do. That's how the world works. No one's really good, no one's really bad. Another thing is going to be a lot of figuring out who people are, and that's a really global concept, I think. Learning who you are and how you deal with it. So, as of right now, I think it's a pretty good book. Based on my criteria, which if I remember was above 20,000 words, I think for the first one, it's definitely 7 to 8. It's definitely comprehensible. The characters, I think, are decently well written. They've got complexity, they have goals, they have fears. They're unpredictable. That's what I was going for. The characters are predictable in some situations and completely unpredictable in others, which I think is the most frustrating thing about people. I didn't know how to write a book before. Now I sort of do. And that's a pretty good extension of my knowledge about writing, because I learned how to write a book in a couple of months after years of brainstorming. Yeah, okay. This was also completely self-taught. I only went to a couple people about this, and I took their advice, but it was never the main thing. what I took from their advice was I need to learn how to, first of all, organize my thoughts. That's where all this writing comes in. People, characters, that whole wall of paper that you see back there. As an IB learner, everything I've heard is time management, learning how you learn, and how it helps you in the future. That's what I've heard. And from this project, I've learned how to find time to write. And that is the most difficult thing, but I found time to write. I found time to do what I liked. I also found something that I liked to do. And IB, even though it may not be the perfect course, it's definitely not a bad one by any means. What are those 30 things I said? Time management. This is also why I have to write things down, because I forget. But yeah, I actually like doing this project. Gave me a reason to actually go into the writing part. Now that I'm hooked, it's not like I'm just gonna throw it away. But it's not finished. It is nowhere near my finished project that I see in my head. If I was going to draw something that would explain the plot line, it would look... we'd be somewhere around here-ish, I think. We're not even to the best part of this, which is the complete and utter destruction of the main character. I also realized that I am an awful writer, and I do hate my characters. But actually, it would look more like this. Because it's going to be bad, but there's still going to be ups and downs with it. Yada, yada, yada. Many characters. Everything's done in pencil. I think that's a better representation of it. That's just a quick sketch. I actually have no idea what the final product's going to look like. But what's written is mostly what I want written. It's also the 6th time I've written this book. Most other attempts have been around 20 pages long, and this one has gotten the farthest. And I really don't want to restart. So, as a story attempt 6, I hope it goes well. I hope it's the one. But I don't know. There's no guarantee. But I do think it's a really good book. I think it goes somewhere. I don't know where it goes, but it goes somewhere. Whether it's away into college, away for a scholarship, or if it gets published. I just don't know. So, that's what I have for my reflection. I think the book's good. I think that with all the time I've put into this stupid thing, I think it turned out decent. So yeah. I think it went well. I think I did a good job. And you know what? Thanks for listening to this 14.5-minute video. Thanks.